You don't remember your own topic?
I mean, there was a few here I wanted to
Loot
get.
boxes.
I thought about. We want to go to the loot boxes thing. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that works.
So, should paid loot boxes in video games be banned? Okay, so disclaimer: if you do not know what a loot box is,
Good,
pretty
stay
much
away.
it's pretty much it's pretty much an in-game like
It's a box of loot.
box that you pay for, and it brings out like randomized objects, items within the game.
Yeah, aesthetic items.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you usually pay real life money from your credit card to get it. And the reason why this is an issue is because you got to remember, like, there's little kids that play these games
Yeah.
with their parents' credit cards. And I mean, like, there's no, I feel like there's no argument, from my perspective, there's no argument that this is blatantly illegal, non-monetized gambling.
Well, it's definitely monetized.
Not
Let's-
monetized.
I don't think it's monetized at all. No, it's not.
Monetized?
Monetized means you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So they
Okay,
receive money for it.
They receive money, so they definitely it's definitely monetized.
What am I thinking? Uncensored. That's my bad.
Sure.
Okay.
Uncensored.
Uncensored,
Uncensored gaming.
Okay.
Or gambling.
Yeah.
Uncensored gambling.
Okay, that one's better. I would say it's definitely monetized.
It
because
is.
there's money.
There was a
you're
huge
right.
controversy a few years back, right?
Yeah.
And some companies got in big trouble for it.
Well, like
Yeah.
with 2K with
Battlefront.
NBA,
Or
they had
yeah.
that.
Oh, that was just straight up a casino
Yeah,
mode.
they had a casino mode, and they got
Yeah.
in huge trouble for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a few different opinions on this. One, if it's purely like cosmetic items, it has no effect on gameplay. It's just how things look. I don't care as much.
I do.
What if
I do.
I don't care as
agree.
Means it's the same basis.
Well,
It's
no,
gambling.
it
It's the same
is, and
basis.
you're
But it's
right
not,
about that.
But it's not as bad as in-game items that you can use within
But
the game.
if you're
I see where he's going.
If you're an adult,
Pay
and-
to win crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're an adult and you have your own money and you decide to spend it on some skins or whatever, like fine, you do you. That's their choice to spend their money. Now, for kids, yes, it should not be a thing. Like you should not be, a 12-year-old kid with your mom's credit card.
You can't
Spend-
That's
you
up to the
can't see
parents.
who's
I
buying
know.
it though.
Well, I know, and that's the thing, right? Like if it was better controlled that way, sure, that's one thing. But
you can't control that though.
at the
the
same time, though,
ratings,
at the
you
same
can't be
time,
under
though,
this
like
age.
that's a parent's job to
Yeah,
make sure the
right.
kids aren't spending that much of
I
their
agree.
money.
Because we have lots
That-
of good parents, right?
Well, no, but that's also not the
My
company's
parents are
fault.
great, by the way. I'm just saying, this new generation.
That's not the company's fault though that parents are letting their kids do this. But then anyways,
They exploit it though. They don't
Yeah.
care.
Well-
They want money.
Yeah, they
no,
don't care
and
at all.
you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah,
Like,
I do.
it's not their responsibility to parent these kids.
No.
And so if it's purely cosmetic, it has no effect on gameplay, and it's just like a sparkly skin for your gun, whatever, I don't care, right? But as soon as you start doing things like in Madden and MLB The Show and 2K, and you have like these card modes or whatever, right? As soon as you get something like that, where a player that you get and like you spend thousands to try to get one player so you can win more games, that's why I think it crosses the line. If it's a pay to win, at that
I think
point.
it all crosses the line. Pay to win is obviously the worst.
Yeah.
But anything where
Absolutely.
you pay real money for a chance is wrong, I think.
Yeah.
If you want something like a loot box that is, still chance, but it's stuff you accrue by playing the game.
Yeah.
So you get credits or something by playing, 50 games or something. You get enough
Yeah.
for however many loot boxes. Fine, that's cool, great. But if it's literally, we can just buy this stuff.
Isn't that what a lot of them are though? Is that you get
No.
like a certain amount of like in-game
No.
They'll
currency
do
and
that
you-
just a little bit, and they'll make it ridiculously tedious to do anything, and they'll just say, "Oh, you want to just buy this stuff?
Yeah.
You can buy the in-game credits then."
I forget what game it was. There was one game. It was if I remember, it's a space game. Maybe someone in the comments will have to correct me if or what game it is or whatever. But there was like a special ship skin that you could get, right, if you paid for it. Or you could get it by playing the game, but you had like a limited time of 3 weeks to do it. But the challenges that they had to actually unlock this for free, someone took the time to do it, and because of the ridiculous goals they set, it would take you like 8 years. And you had 3 weeks. So like if you didn't pay for it, you're not
Yeah,
getting
it's
it.
garbage.
So
That happens all the time.
so this is the argument that most gamers come up with, is the idea that, let's just say like Call of Duty.
Okay.
One of the worst.
Actually, no. I'm actually gonna go back to like the most infamous game. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Infamous?
Star Wars
Battlefront 2?
Yeah, I was
Battlefront
actually
2.
about to bring that up because
So
That's what started the
let me
whole
finish.
thing.
So like, in order to unlock, there's like regular characters, and then there's superheroes in this game.
Yeah.
yeah,
And to unlock these superheroes, I mean, it was 24 hours of gameplay.
Yep.
This is not including loading times. This is not. Sorry, I'm getting pissed.
I know,
about
just
this.
don't hit the table.
Yeah. So this is including loading times to get in the game. This is including loading time to turn on your console, like time in the menus, all this stuff.
Yep.
24 hours of actual you're in the game playing.
Yep.
And honestly, like, tell me the last time you actually played 24 hours straight of playing a video game. That takes like
Straight?
that takes like 2 or 3 days.
And that's like for one character. It
Okay.
was.
for one character.
Mm-hmm.
And how many characters were in that thing?
Oh,
Many.
A ton.
yeah.
A freaking ton.
Yep.
And so this is what I'm saying is like these games they don't literally force you to buy these cosmetics, but they make it to the point where it's like either you're going to grind 3
It's
or 4
the only
months.
logical way at
Exactly.
that point.
You're either going to grind 3 or 4 months to get all the characters, which honestly as a gamer I love gaming, I don't want to do that. But it's either going to grind 3 or 4 months, or you can just buy these straight out right now with a chance of maybe getting them.
I'd rather have it be the
That's
grinding.
that's gambling.
I would rather have it be the grind.
That's because you have the time to do that. Though.
It is my like playing games for a long period of time is my job. I guess,
Grinding like 10 years ago is different than grinding now, though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Grinding 10 years ago was worthwhile and it was awesome. Like, think of old school Call of Duties like MW2, MW3. That
Oh, with
series.
I would say
the weapon
Halo's. I would
skins.
say I hate Halo,
Yeah.
but Halo's the
Halo.
exact same thing.
Did you say
Like,
you hate Halo?
I don't like Halo that much.
Wow.
Terrible. Oh, we'll talk
Okay.
about that later. No, but all the stuff in that game was you could get it by doing things in the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was really freaking difficult. Sometimes it was really easy. Sometimes it was just took time. You had to level up and prestige a bunch of times, right?
It awards you.
That
Yeah.
was how it should be. That was the
I like
pinnacle
that.
I
of it.
totally agree.
Yep. I respect
You didn't
that.
buy
grind.
crap.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like it was just part of the game. But they realized, oh, we can just make money off this. It's never going to go back to that.
No, it
Because
never will.
microtransactions
It's
are all anyone cares about because that's
Yep.
money,
Yeah.
money
And
in the
it's
bank.
Very frustrating to say the least.
See, like even one of my favorite games, with Sea of Thieves, they have a store. It's called the Pirate Emporium, where you can buy like ship cosmetics and
Same thing.
outfits and stuff. It is like, but it's not randomized. Like you pick what you buy,
It's still.
and I'll admit
That's a better
I
option.
was about to say that.
Yeah.
It should
when,
be that.
when you buy it, you get it. Like
Yeah,
that,
like,
that's,
I
that's a
admit-
better. It's still stupid,
Yeah. It's still
but
great
it's
stuff.
better than the
Yeah.
chance thing. The
See,
chance thing needs to go bye bye.
Yeah, see, I will admit I don't like that system. It's not perfect, but I did also buy a boat off of
Honestly.
there because there was a Banjo Kazooie themed boat, and you guys know how I feel about Banjo Kazooie, and I adore it. Like when
Okay.
I'm a pirate going around with a Banjo Kazooie boat, like shoot, it's awesome. But anyways, it's one of those things. Like I do wish that they gave you an option to do it for free, which they kind of do because very, very rarely, and no pun intended with Rare making the game, very rarely there's these things called like ancient coin skeletons that pop up, and I've only seen like 2 in my hundreds of hours playing, right? Where if you kill it, then you get this currency that you will have that you can buy stuff with out of the Pirate Emporium, right? And they give you, if you buy the season pass, they'll give you those, and like enough to buy the next season pass, basically. But then you can also spend them if you don't want to buy that season pass. You can spend them in the Pirate Emporium and get stuff that way. I like when they give you ways to do it in game, like that. Even though it's kind of like, so if they have the microtransactions, because it's all cosmetic. There's nothing that's gonna help you win the game.
Yeah.
I don't mind it that way. I guess I don't like the model.
It's not ideal.
It's not ideal, but it's better than loot boxes.
I would
It's
agree.
better than the boxes that are just.
I would
randomized.
definitely agree.
Yeah, I agree.
What I will say is, there's one thing there's the kind of an elephant in the room we have not mentioned. It's called duplicates.
Usually though, you can just break those down, right? You break the duplicates down.
But
So-
it's not worth it though.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I like with Steam.
You could literally get the exact same thing 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know how many times, depending on what
I
game you're
remember
playing.
watching what was it? Black Ops 3 or Advanced Warfare when they had loot boxes were huge,
yeah.
Yeah.
But they had like really cool stuff in them, like the exosuits and stuff. I'd watch people just spend like
Thousands.
an hour, crazy amounts of dollars just going through them, and they'd go for like 30 minutes and just get duplicates because they're looking for one thing that's like it's super rare
Yeah.
that they haven't gotten.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it breaks down and gives you a little bit of credits or the in-game currency or whatever.
Yep.
And by the end of it, you have a lot of in-game currency, but it's not worth the money you freaking spent for it.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that either, though. Like, I will admit,
I mean, that's
it
the
is
reality
scummy.
of gaming, though. And I love gaming. I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
We're all gamers here. But I freaking hate it.
That's why you play story-driven content.
Yeah, that's what I
I've
do.
kind of gotten more into
The
that.
only thing you buy from that is DLC, which is more
Well,
story-driven content.
Which
Don't they-
you
okay.
know what you're getting.
So hold on, though. Don't some story games, and I
Sure, you can
have
buy
like
cosmetic
different
and
like
stuff.
outfits and
Yeah,
stuff, which is the same thing. You know, as I was saying,
Yeah,
like
but
with Sea of
you
Thieves. and
don't-
stuff.
you don't-
Assassin's Creed.
You don't need to get that stuff though.
Yeah, you don't need to. It doesn't affect the game, but you can still have. There's still
Sure.
microtransactions,
Sure.
even in story-based games, just for outfits.
Yeah, but we don't need
I mean,
anything
you-
for those games. We just play them.
Like, doesn't?
You'll be hard pressed to find a game that does not have microtransactions.
Oh no, you're
and,
right.
And that's what pisses me
Nowadays,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It does drive me nuts. I mean, okay, so Nintendo doesn't have many, right?
No, theirs is all DLC mainly. Like,
Okay.
it's just add-ons to their stuff.
So that is one thing we'll give Nintendo credit for. Going back to the topic
It's not
earlier.
as bad as PlayStation. and-
No.
Oh no, like
Xbox.
Sony and Microsoft with that.
They don't
stuff
have
is terrible.
the huge multiplayer IPs.
They still have some.
Yeah.
I'm not going to excuse them completely.
They don't have like Call of Duty
but they
and
still have some.
that
No,
kind of
Call of
stuff.
Duty is there's a reason I haven't played Call of Duty in
And
about 3 or 4 months.
It's a
because of
different
that crap.
mindset. Nintendo doesn't have the same greed mindset that
No, they don't at
Microsoft
all.
has.
Dude, it's bad. I mean, there's a
And
reason why with
Sony to a
Microsoft
certain
the
extent,
S is the
but
dollar
it's
sign.
really Microsoft.
You're right.
But that's a cultural thing too. So.
Yeah, I cannot wait for the day that people. It'll probably never happen, honestly. But like when people realize that the loot boxes for that randomized stuff is gambling, they're like, okay, you know what? We're not gonna do that. I know actually in some places it's banned now.
It was
it's
made
not-
illegal
it's-
in a few
I say
places.
it's
It
not,
is illegal, like in the EU and stuff, or in the UK. Like I think it
Something
is
like that,
illegal over there.
It's not as bad anymore, right? Like nowadays, it's more of
Because they've loopholes with battle passes. So
yeah,
yes,
Battle Pass.
exactly.
they've taken the
Yeah.
chance out of it, and added
still
other
have to
things
pay
that
for
were
it.
more,
Less than what you would want.
yeah, it's like you will get the stuff, but there's also more. You have to
Go
play
through.
the game and stuff, but also it's much more expensive.
But we agree though, like that's a better model than the gambling loot boxes.
I mean,
though.
yeah,
It's
because it's
I
not
mean-
based on pure chance.
I would rather like so. For instance, with Sea of Thieves, this is just the one I know the most, right? I spend it's $10 or $15 for their seasons, right? For the season pass, but I don't know. The way I see it is because I didn't have to pay for the game. I got it with Game Pass, so I like supporting that way. But then also, you know what you get. You know, if you don't like the rewards, you don't have to spend the $10 or $15, and it's only like every 5 months or
Yeah, but
whatever.
the
I-
thing with
here-
battle
so-
passes though
They should be
is
the
they're
game.
so long, and everything you really want's at the end,
Yep.
Yeah,
and you very well may not get there.
Yep.
So
You
they
gotta
give it to
grind
you,
a
and they're
lot.
like,
I say-
they give it to you, and if you're not like a student or someone who doesn't have a full time job, you're probably not gonna get there.
yeah.
But they're like, okay, you bought this for like $25 probably, right? Is usually a battle pass, which that's pretty expensive.
Yeah, on top of the $60.
And then like,
game, that's
oh,
quite a bit.
but you're not gonna get this. So here, you want to buy some tiers for more money?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, see,
It's
Like,
extremely shady.
it's really freaky. It's stupid too.
Yeah, and
It
it
is.
also is like it's like going back to it's just be stuff in the game like it, especially like the kind of Call of Duty, Fortnite, whatever, like those battle passes, they have the same like leveling system that they used to, where you unlock stuff when you level up, but now you have to pay for over half of it in like the good items, and it's like,
yeah.
really?
I mean, I won't lie. As a company who's trying to make money,
I get it.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah,
it, but
it's good
I
for
get
money.
it, but I hate it. Okay, so this is kind of where I think it should be. Free games can have paid monetization or not paid monetization, paid just
Microtransactions.
Yeah,
microtransactions, because they got to make some money somehow. You know what I mean? That's understandable. You didn't pay for the game; it's free.
Yeah.
So
Understandable.
like the Fortnites and the War Zones and
Yeah.
all that. Yeah.
I can understand that to an extent. That being said, games that I had to pay $60 to $70
Yeah.
plus I had to pay an extra $20 per month,
Yep.
which
I agree.
is
You might not even get a finished game.
exactly
Yep, exactly.
Well, actually, that's kind of how.
that's not right. And like that is not how
We've talked about this before.
That's not how most of us grew up with.
No. But at the same time, though,
we grew up with
prime gaming time.
We grew up with, if you're gonna get it, you're gonna earn it, and that's how it should be.
Yep.
And it pisses me off.
But I feel like a lot of this though too, maybe stems from like the World of Warcraft stuff, because like that you spend money on the game, then you have to buy the expansions, but then you also have to spend $15 a month just to play it, which I think is super scummy.
Do you pay for the game? I thought you just buy the subscription.
I thought
You pay for the game.
Free.
You pay for the game, and then you have to pay.
I don't know if that's how it is anymore.
Well, it used to be that way.
I'm not sure.
I know
I'm
it
not
used
a
to be.
WoW
You
guy,
got to pay
so
for the disc, because this is like way back in the day. You had to pay for the disc, or like because they would sell it at
It's
Walmart.
not discs anymore. I don't
Well, it's
think.
not anymore, but it's the same concept. You have to pay for the game, and then you have to pay.
I think you just pay for
$15.
expansions.
Yeah.
Okay, well, either way, you're paying for something, and then you still have to pay $15 a
You
month
got a membership
just
for
to
all
play
of it, and then when new expansions came out, you would pay for the expansion.
Which
I
is
see what you're getting at. I see what you're getting at. It's like, why do you have to pay extra money
yeah.
to get the full game?
Like if you're already spending $15 a month,
feel like
But you already
shouldn't
have the
to buy
full game.
expansion.
Yeah,
It's
World of Warcraft
extra.
is different
Is
because
it
it's an
legit just
MMO.
extra? Okay.
Yeah,
it's
it's an MMO,
pure
so it's pure. It's
DLC. It
completely
just
building on itself.
continues and continues
So
and continues.
I guess I was talking more AAA games where you pay $70 up front,
Yeah.
and then you have to pay extra money to get. I mean, literally just a 3/4 finished game,
Yeah. No.
and
it's-
that's absolutely
Yeah, we've talked
there-
about this way early in the show. Like
there's
it's
a reason
just,
I don't play Call of Duty anymore.
Yep.
I haven't played it in so long.
It's
It's because it pisses
because
me off.
these big, especially like American-made studios. These big conglomerations don't care about their creation anymore. They just care specifically about money, which there's always been about money, but still, you could have some pride in your work, and
I know.
people do not have that anymore, aside from like Japanese Sony and Nintendo, which they do have some pride in their work to an extent, like Western companies don't.
Yeah. Okay, so the new Shadowlands expansion from World of Warcraft is $40.
Yeah.
But then you also have to pay $12.99 a month just to play.
It's always been just Warcraft. You never paid for Warcraft. You paid for the
Expansion.
subscription to play for it, and then it's just like more DLC comes out, like more game. You already have the normal game. It's just lots of extra and more.
See, I'm
So it's
confused here even
DLC.
looking at this, because they have just WoW. It's WoW Plus, which includes access to some of the stuff for $30, and then you have the Burning Crusades Classic, which it might just be an older version of the game, I'm guessing.
They have
But that's
so many different
that's
versions,
$70, and so then you still have to pay though the $13 a month on top of it, which I don't like that model either.
I think it's because
different.
it's the MMO genre is so different, and
Yeah,
it
but then
has
just
to
have
kinda
the
be
game
like-
and the expansions be free with the $15 a month.
But with how
Like,
MMOs run, they can't.
The
they
expansions are like whole
Oh,
other
I-
games.
I know what they
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
but if you're already
So
spending
you're-
that much, like that's people
not
have dumped
playing-
thousands into just playing that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are idiots.
Like that's not even including like the microtransactions and other stuff like
Netflix.
cosmetics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's no
I
different.
canceled Netflix. Screw that.
Netflix, anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm done
It's
with
the same
Netflix.
thing.
All that. Yeah.
Just a subscription to a game. It's just how much you play it, and if you want more,
You have to pay extra.
it's just like DLC.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's not a huge
Yeah.
difference, but it's just to each their own if you like that or not.
See, I think
it's
we're all
worth
in
it.
agreement still. Loot boxes are no good.
Garbage.
No,
Terrible.
And we're starting to see things like Netflix and Hulu and all these other gaming movie platforms kind of leading into the exact same thing. Like you got to pay premium to get the TV subscription, the the brand new movie subscription, all this other stuff. And it's bleeding into other
Don't
aspects
want
of our
ads?
entertainment.
Give me money.
It's kind of like Disney Plus though too with the new movies. It's like, hey, you can, you pay however
You
much
want
a
this
month.
now? You can pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people they
like,
pay
no,
for
I
their
don't.
Disney Plus subscription, but then they also have to pay an extra like $20 or $30 just to watch the new release movie on there.
So I
It's
just
like
go
going
to it in theaters where you
Yeah.
pay $5.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess for a group of people, it would make more sense to do the Disney.
That
Plus
was a
thing.
lot of that was played off of the pandemic. So
Yeah,
They-
it
they
definitely
totally
was.
just
They just took advantage of that.
took advantage of that. So
Yeah.
Speaking of the pandemic stuff, and this is kind of off topic too, but did you hear
It's
what
very
the CFO of Facebook said
Hmm.
because they lost 26% of their value as a total company with their
Good.
stock? Like they lost over 300 billion or something like that.
Good.
Just
Crash and
because
burn.
well, the CFO in a public statement said something along the lines of like we lost money because there's no more COVID lockdowns, and like was basically saying we need to bring those back so we can get our money.
I'm sure they think that.
And I was like, that is
You lost
so,
it because you're a terrible company.
like that is so
and
scummy.
people are wisening up to you. So,
Yeah, like I just thought that was so scummy to just openly be like, oh yeah,
I mean,
we
Facebook, scum,
yeah.
same thing. Look at the definition. It's pretty,
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's terrible, dude. Anyways, we should probably move on to the next topic.